Hi and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you what the new driving test is all about by driving a full length test route and showing you all of the new elements as I drive along. Now I've already done a few videos about it previously, so if you want to find out more about the new test, check those out on my channel. For now though, let's get driving and let's go and get its test route done. So I'm here at the test centre in South Birmingham. This is the King's Heath test centre. This is one of 20 centres that was selected to try the new driving test, and I'm one of the few instructors that was selected to do the trials. So I'm just going to get moving, no signal again because no one's around, and I'm going to go into the road right. Now throughout this video I shall be telling you about the new test and how it's going to work. This isn't so much a how to drive video, but I will be giving you some tips along the way. So I'm just going to stop here, put my handbrake on. It's a very busy road, so I'm not going to hold it on the clutch, because if I hold it for too long it'll start to burn the clutch out. You may have already seen that in my other videos as well, all about clutch control and about using the gas and the clutch. Now this road's very busy, and the way the test routes are at the moment, you don't exactly get to turn right out of here too much, and this is one reason the test has been changed. They're making it so that the routes can be expanded, because the manoeuvres that you do now, you're not limited to having to do them on the housing estates. So I'll talk more about the manoeuvres now, because I'm about to go and do one. I'm going to go right into where that black car's coming from, and I'm going to show you one of the new manoeuvres, which is the forward bay park. Now I don't know if on this video I might do two of the new manoeuvres to show you them both, but to make sure that car stops. But yeah, look at this car parked here. This is exactly why we want to put these things into the driving test, because you have to deal with awkward things like this. Plenty of parking available, but you just can't be bothered, so they go and dump the car there. Anyway, let's go and drive into this car park and I'll show you what one of the new manoeuvres is. So you're going to be asked, is that car in front's doing the reverse bay park? That's what you do at the moment on the driving test, but we're changing it to the forward bay park. So it's going to move off now. So hopefully it's a man. Okay, no need to indicate here because I'm going slow, it's not dangerous. Now I'm going to drive forwards into a bay just over here. So I'm going to go for the one between the two black cars there. So I'm going to swing into the bay. Now this. And this is not as easy as it looks. You might be surprised, sometimes it can be awkward. There's a slight kind of twist needed at the end. So I've now gone into the bay. The examiner would now say, can you reverse out of the bay and continue driving? So I want to go back out the way I just came in. So I'm going to go to look around, go into reverse when it's safe to do so. I'm going to come back out of the bay. There's a car from the side there, so I'm just going to wait for them. And this is this car going behind me now, the black one. That's exactly the kind of thing you've got to look out for. So when you turn, you've got to be careful I don't swing into this car or the other car. It is quite tight, this bay. But I'm just going to swing out. Notice I'm looking all around, and then off I go, checking all around. Again, don't worry about the steering, as I've said many times before. It doesn't matter if you cross your hands a bit, that's not the main point. We're trying to get away from this, the technical side of driving, and get onto more the thought process. Now the white car coming out there, I'm going to hold back because you may not see me, and you may need quite a bit of room, it's quite a long car. So yeah, that's one of the new manoeuvres done. That's the forward bay park. I'm going to go left out of here. Okay, no signals required at the moment because you just don't need to. Signals are not always necessary. I would indicate now because I'm crossing the pavement section as well. The lights are on red, so without rushing I'm going to try and get out before they change. Yep, just gone to green, so off I go. That worked out quite nicely. So that's the new manoeuvre, one of them. The other one, if you don't already know, is where you have to get us to pull up on the right hand side of the road, and you have to reverse about 4 or 5 car lengths down the right hand side of the road. I may do that later on, I probably will, just to show you. I have done it already in the previous video. I did a video about the 2 new manoeuvres, that's one of them. Now, roundabout will go right, third exit. The next new part of the test I'm going to show you is about the show me tell me. So I'm just going to get this roundabout done, and then I should talk about that. So they're now going to ask you to do the show me tell me on the move. So they might say to you now, for example, can you show me how you would demist the rear windscreen? So all I do is go down there, press the button, done. That's quite easy, but the problem is people are tempted to look. I won't do it just yet, but I'll show you what can go wrong. People start looking down like this, and they sort of lose control of the steering going all over the road. So yeah, that's what you got to be careful of. It's quite easy that though. I don't know exactly which of the questions they're going to ask you. Obviously they're not going to ask you to open the bonnet and show them where the oil goes while the car's moving, but the other show me questions you can do. So end of the road, I'm going to go left. So your mirrors, signal, brake before clutch because I'm going down the hill. Clutch, steer, gear, go. Now, something else about the new driving test, and this applies to the current one as well. You want to use as much of your car's features as you can. So for example here, it's a 30 zone. I won't do it just yet, but in a moment I'm going to use cruise control. There's nothing going to go wrong with using systems such as cruise control. If you don't know what that is, I'm just going to wait to get a little bit further around the corner because it's not that appropriate to use it just yet. But cruise control is where you simply press the button on the steering wheel and you can take your feet off the pedals and it holds the speed for you. So in a moment I know this road goes up to 40. So I'm checking my mirrors, there's not a lot going on behind me. When I get to 40 miles an hour, I'm going to activate cruise control. Now I know you can't see my feet because I've got no pedal cam, but check, accelerate, press cruise control on, select it, and I can take my feet away from the pedals and the car will hold the speed. So when I travel up this hill now, my foot is not by the gas. Just show you, there's my leg, if you can see my leg. I'm not on the gas at all. Now you should cover the brake in case you need it, but I'm not pressing it so my leg's away from the pedals. That's the car doing it itself. If you've got systems such as cruise control fitted to your car, you are encouraged to use them. That's what they're there for after all. And people say things like, oh, it's cheating, you're not allowed to do that. It's not cheating. If the system is in your car, it's there to be used. You're not cheating. So I'm going to pull up on the left in a moment by the Cats Protection League, and I'm going to show you one of the other new parts of the test. Now I should point out, I don't know if this is exactly the test route you'll be doing. I have made this one up myself. Again, no sin up because no one's around. But yeah, you don't. This might not be an actual test route as such, but I'm just doing this to show you what the routes could be like. Now, the next part of the route, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the sat nav. So I'm going to turn the car off for a moment, set the sat nav up, and I'm going to show you what it will be like to be driving on the driving test using a sat nav. Okay, so on the screen now you'll be able to see the sat nav. Now I'm going to get moving quite soon because the camera that's recording the sat nav can only record for about 20 minutes before it goes off, and this is a 20-minute route. So I'll talk about the sat nav as I'm driving now. This is the same one that the examiners will be using, and the great thing about this is you can get it free if you want to download it on your phone. Now just search for the TomTom app. There you go. You can use it for 50 miles a month free. So if you want to practice this with your parents, friends, relatives, whoever you're taking you out, to practice your driving, you can use the actual same one that the examiners have got without having to go out and buy a whole new sat nav. So it's the TomTom app. I believe the examiner is using a TomTom 500 or 5000. I think it's TomTom 5 Go 500. I don't know, but they're all the same. It's just a sat nav. Whichever one you've got, they're all pretty much the same. The directions are made to sound different, the voices may be different, but it's the same thing anyway. So I can see on the screen now, it's telling me at the end of the road I'm going to turn right. So it's half a mile until we turn right. Now we're doing this to make it more realistic, because when you're driving, at the moment on your driving test you get given directions that the examiner will say to the end of the road right, and then end of that road left. You have to remember 3 or 4. Now I've always said, since the day that came in, that it doesn't really work because it's not very realistic at all. There are not that many times in life when you have to just pull up and ask someone directions and they tell you and you've got to remember them. Nearly everyone now has got sat nav. Many cars have them built in. I don't even use my phone much. I don't like phones at all. I never really have mine even turned on. And even I've got one.
Turn right, middle lane, then turn left.
There you go, so it's telling you the way. Even I've got a sat nav on my phone and I don't even use my phone much. So yeah, they're pretty much free nowadays. So at the end of the road, turn right. I hope you can hear that. But this is the first time I've actually filmed with the sat nav, so I'm not familiar with the setup.
Turn right, then turn left.
So I'm just following the route that it's given me. Now the examiners are going to pre-program the routes in. So this is one I've just made up on the go. Again, I don't know if this is an actual one you might get. That's not the point. The point is that you should know how to drive anyway.
Feet, turn left, Bell Green Lane.
Yep, so it's telling me to turn left into that road. So I'll do a mirrors, signal, make sure it's that road. Yep, it's that road. Now this sat nav's quite
Turn
good,
left.
because some of them are quite weird, the way that they work can be quite odd, and the way they give directions, but this one I find is quite good. I've only used it a little bit before, but it's quite handy. So this road, did you spot what the speed was? Well, there was a sign back there saying national speed limit, but you notice on the bottom of the screen it says 60. This is one advantage of using the sat nav, and this is what a lot of people don't know about sat navs. They're not just meant so you can find your way around in terms of directions. They're actually very handy for things like knowing the speed limits. Now yes, I can get them wrong, and I once taught people, if I remember his name was Michael, this was about 8 years ago now, and I remember him saying his girlfriend, I think it was, had got caught speeding on his pedal. She got caught speeding because the sat nav had told her one speed and he wasn't, and she got pulled over and got points for that. So do be careful of that, and make sure you've got the latest updates on your sat nav. This one may start saying about updates now because I haven't used it for a few weeks, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, sat navs are not just for finding your way around, they're very handy for finding.
At the road, turn left, Hill Street. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
That's it. I'm trying to stop talking when the sat nav talks. It's a very, very quiet sat nav, this one. It's probably because I've got it on the phone. It's very hard to hear it. The one the examiners use is much louder. It's going
Left, then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Yep, so I'm turning left, then end of the road right. Now this is quite good. I've tried this with a few people as a sat nav, because normally on the driving test at the moment you'd be pulled up here and they would tell you, they tell you the route to do. That house there, somebody actually emailed me there.
At the end of the road, turn right, Red Hill Road.
Somebody sent me an email from that house, I think, about lessons, but I'm sorry I couldn't fit them in, I was too busy. Been very busy lately, I haven't done many videos, I've had a lot going on. But yeah, so it's an end of the road right.
Turn right.
Good point about sat navs as well, well a bad point, but a good point to mention, is that it can be quite distracting. I know sometimes people watch these videos and say, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, you didn't check the mirror, you didn't do that. You try doing this, you try driving and commentating and following the sat nav and trying to watch the clock and trying to make sure the cameras are turned on. You try doing all that in one go, it's not easy. It's much harder doing this than it would be if I was just driving on my own. So I should be able to go after this black car from the left. Hopefully the battery in that camera will last out until I get to the end of the route for the sat nav. If not, never mind, I'll have to just, well you'll have seen most of it anyway. So it's now saying follow ahead for 1 3/4 miles, so that's what I'm going to do. This section of the test will be about 20 minutes long, by the way. So I think I've planned this route is about 21 minutes on the sat nav, but it's about 20 minutes long. Now I don't know if they were doing it on this road because it's quite a high speed road, but the examiners could say again here, can you show me how to wash the windscreen? Just hold the button in, I'll do it now, it's raining, but hold that in, wash the windscreen, easy. It is good you can do these things on the move, because that's more realistic than just doing it on the side of the road. Anyway, we're making a bit of progress now. Car in front's pulled away a bit. I'm keeping a good 2-second gap at least. I mean, this is where they're probably 3-4 seconds is better. If that car in front brakes, I must be able to stop without hitting them, and I could easily do that. So planning ahead, what else is coming up? Yep, so that sign, 30. Watch the sat nav, see how quick the sat nav changes. It says 60 now, it's 30 now. How fast will the sat nav pick that up? No, that's quite good, it changed quite quickly. So yeah, the speed on this one does seem to be quite good. Now, sorry about the weather, by the way. This is actually the last day of summer, the last day of August, but yeah, it's not very nice weather. If you're watching my videos abroad, this is what you get for summer in England. It's been like this for 3 months now, just rain and cloud and gloom for 3 months. we had one nice day on July the 1st, it got up to 37 degrees, and that was it. That was a whole summer in one day. There's a good saying actually in this country. It goes, I love summer, it's my favourite day of the year. So yeah, we don't get much summer. Anyway, I mentioned actually, notice on the right hand side of the sat nav there is an information panel, and it will show you things such as traffic, and it can show you weather updates, things like that. So yeah, I don't think the examiners are going to use the traffic updates, because the model of sat nav they have, I don't think they have that built in. They have to connect it to a smartphone to get the traffic updates. Whereas the advantage of having this app on your phone is, of course, it's always connected to the traffic updates. So I'm just watching this car behind me. It looks like he's okay. A lot of people speed down this road because it does look like it could be high speed. How do you normally know the speed limit's 30? Well, if anyone knows, you'll know why this road looks a little bit deceiving. Now the answer normally is you get lampposts, which are normally no more than about 200 yards apart.
100 feet, cross the roundabout, second exit, Red Hill Road.
Yep, ahead, second exit. I'm having to be careful because I don't know which way it's actually going. I haven't looked at the route it planned, so I'm just following what it says. Ahead, second exit, tells you how many feet it is away.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
Yep, off we go. The one thing I don't like about this sat nav is it's quite dull. I used to love the TomToms. They used to have really colourful screens, but the newer ones, it's all black and grey. I don't know why that is. It looks quite miserable. It used to be quite bright green and brown, whatever, but I don't know. It's not as colourful as it used to be. So the windscreen's fogging up a little bit. I've got the blower on. It's going to actually heat the front windscreen up. This car's got a heated front windscreen, which is quite handy for the rain.
It is on. After 900 feet, go right on the roundabout, third exit, Wendell Road.
So yeah, this is what you'll be doing on your driving test. The examiners will be just driving along, not saying a lot. Probably makes their job a lot easier because they just sit back, give you a sat nav, and that's it. If you're an instructor watching this video, I should point out that you will have to have a PowerPoint accessible for the examiner. I've got loads in my car because I've got loads of cameras and stuff, but you must just have, a power socket with a lead. I think they'll probably have their own lead, but you must have a power socket for the examiner to plug the sat nav in. The batteries aren't brilliant on sat navs. They only last about, I think it's about an hour and 45 minutes on average. So, they'll be sort of running out of power by the end of the day. That's the sat nav, not the examiner. Anyway, so it's telling me to go ahead. Now, just doing this, I haven't used a sat nav for a while. I've never done it before on one of these videos apart from the sat nav review that I did. It's quite different doing it with the sat nav. Having to talk now and having to keep people entertained or whatever, it's much harder than it would normally be. But I'm standing third for this because it's quite a hilly road, goes up and down, quite a few twists and bends. So yeah, I'm just going to follow the road for a mile. It's taking me to the green where it wants me to turn right. So I'm pretty sure, I know which way it's going now. It's just going to go straight over the roundabout, I think. Now, the legal point, I will not go touching your sat nav while you're driving. People know about obviously phones, you're not allowed to touch when you're driving. It's anything that distracts you. You notice when I do my videos, I'm very careful to not move the cameras around. Like when I pulled up earlier on, don't go messing around with cameras when I'm moving. Now in emergencies you could, it's different. If there's a real emergency, you've got to film something. But you don't want to go fiddling with electronics as you're moving too much. Things like the cruise control are designed to be easy to access. You can feel that without even really looking away from the road. But yeah, don't go fiddling with your electrics too much on the move. So I get to fourth gear now, the road's flattened a little. But I haven't been talking much about driving because this video is more about the driving test rather than actually how to drive. I've already done plenty of videos on how to drive. Now, I can see from the sat nav, hopefully you can still see that if the camera's still on. The road's quite windy, so I'm going to choose third gear again as I go up the hill. This is where cruise control will not be as good. Now I can put it on and do that again. That's back on cruise control now. You can use it here, but not recommended when the road's bendy, because the problem is, when you start to steer, that can slow your car down, and the car will think I'm slowing down, and it will give you more gas, and you could get then pulled off the road, off the bend. So not the best place to be using cruise control. You can if you're careful, but I wouldn't recommend using it here. It's mainly meant for high speed.
900 feet, turn right, agree.
High speed driving on motorways, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the new driving test. You've got the new manoeuvre you've seen. I'll do the other one in a moment when I finish the sat nav section. So sharp bend to the right, braking with a dragon's teeth. If you don't know about dragon's teeth, that's those things on the floor. You use the dragon's teeth as a guide for your braking and gear changes. I might mention that in a different video. So planning ahead. Again, terrible weather. I know the video won't be quite as clear as usual, but 20 miles an hour.
After 600 feet, cross the roundabout, second exit, off road, then turn right.
Yep, so I've just crossed the roundabout. Now I'm not actually going to turn right because I originally programmed it to finish down there, but I then reprogrammed it to finish somewhere different. Now, if the sat nav goes wrong or like that, if they want you to ignore it,
second exit, then turn right.
Then the examiner will tell you, they'll just say to you, don't take any notes to the sat nav, because they want you to go a different way. See,
right,
I'm not going to turn right.
Road, then bear right.
I won't do that, I'm going to follow ahead.
Turn around when possible, then turn left.
Now this happens on a driving test. First of all, it probably wouldn't happen because they'd have you programmed in better and they'd have the route pre-programmed. But I'm just going to ignore that and I'm going to carry on.
Feet, turn left, Parsons Hill.
Yep, it's telling me to turn left, but now I've finished the sat nav section. What I'll do is I'll carry on, but I won't be following the sat nav for a little bit. I'm not going to pull up down these roads because these are not the best roads to show you the other manoeuvre on.
Bear left.
You get used to these different terms like bear left.
End of the road, turn right.
You wanted me to turn left there and go back, but it still wants me to go back to the other location. So these are the kind of things you have to get used to with the sat nav, and it's really good they've put this onto the driving test because I've been saying this for years.
Turn right, Parsons Hill.
That they should have the sat nav on the test. But I'm going to go right third exit, I'm going to pull it further on down there and I'll take the sat nav
Now
off.
around the roundabout, fourth exit.
And it's still telling me to go round and roundabout. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to go back. Now, the examiners are only going to use the standard voices for the sat nav. So I don't think you're allowed to have like celebrity voices on. I did have one once which was really funny. It actually made driving much more fun. But I don't think they'll allow you to do that because it's got to be all.
Waypoint, it is on your left. After 600 feet, cross the roundabout, first exit. Men's lane.
You now realises I don't want to go back, and instead okay, carry on. You can get some quite funny voices, but I don't think you allow those because it's got to be done properly.
Cross the roundabout, first exit, then turn left.
Yeah, anyway, so straight on the roundabout. And there isn't much more to do now, that's pretty much what the new test is. But I'm just going to go over here. Yep, no problem. And I shall go down the side road here and disable the sat nav, and I'll show you the other new manoeuvre.
After 300 feet, turn left, Rockworth Road, then you have reached your destination on your left.
Yep, that's good, so it tells you where we're going to go. So I'm going to pull up here, just where the sat nav's saying pull up. He wants me to go further actually, so I might as well go further on. I just programmed it to a certain the point on this road, there's no set point I've got to pull over
After
at.
300 feet, you have reached your destination on your left.
Some sat navs are really good, I don't think this one does.
Reached your destination on your left.
Yeah, some of them actually come up with a picture of the street and the building you want to go to. So I'm just going to pull up here temporarily. So I'm just going to turn the sat nav and the camera off, and then I should be back in a few moments. Okay, so we're back again. I'm just going to show you the last manoeuvre, then I'll go and finish off the test. So the last new manoeuvre, they'll ask you to pull up on the right hand side of the road and then reverse 3 or 4 car lengths down that side of the road and rejoin the road. So I'm going to go further on down. I may do it on this one, I may not. It depends what's around the corner. Now, one point about moving off there, I know some people have asked me, why don't you check your left shoulder? You don't have to, and there are reasons why, but I'm not going to go into now. But you only have to do the middle mirror, right mirror, and right blind spot. that's for a different video. I think I've already done it actually, but you don't have to look over your left when you move off. Let's just see if I'm pull in on the right here. Yeah, so when I pull in on the right for the black car, again, no signal needed because no one's around, no one's going to care. So I'll pull over here, and the examiner will now say, can you reverse the car on the road for several car lengths? Very simple, just handbrake, checking around, reverse, setting the pedals, looking back, just like that, and I'll say okay thanks, so you stop and then rejoin the road. Good example there, the ambulance is coming in, so I won't rejoin just yet. So after that ambulance has gone, that car's gone, then I will signal because there's been a few things coming in the end of the road, and off we go. If you're moving off from a position where your view isn't great, it is better to indicate to make sure that you can be seen. So there you go, that's the new driving test. Now normally you would drive back to the centre now. I'm not going to bother driving all the way back there because it's only down the road. You just drive back and pull up and that'll be the end of your test. So yeah, there you go. I'm just going to pull up around the corner from this roundabout and I'll finish the video there. But what do you think about that? That's the new test. Again, the route may not be exactly the kind of route they do, but that is further away than they currently go, and that's the idea, to build up your to expand the route so you're not stuck around local roads, not all quiet little roads. But I mentioned earlier on about automated things like the cruise control. You notice I've got automatic wipers on the car like that, and automatic lights. That's all fine, you can use all those things. So yeah, that's the new driving test. So I might as well just carry on driving. So let me know what you think about that. As always, remember to check out my channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon for more videos.